All right, I am leaving my first shuffle class in Japan, repping Gravity Studio from LA, and Tanoshikatta desu. It was very fun. It's 9 p.m. right now. It's freezing and was raining, as you can see. The ground was very wet, but I was sweating so much that it actually feels really nice to like walk around in like the damp, cold air. And I need that so bad. I'm like straight up have not danced in like a month, other than like in my kitchen a little bit, but not like properly challenged myself with like cutting shapes and like fast music and just going for it. And oh my gosh, it was just like all shapes this time, and like there wasn't a running man in sight. It was great. It was hard, but it really I could like feel my like body opening up again and getting back a little bit of that rhythm I've lost, as cheesy as that sounds, and I recognize how cheesy that sounds. I've definitely lost a lot of fluid because I killed my water very quickly. In fact, there's a Family Mart right there. I'm gonna go get one of those famous Pocari Sweats, which is like an electrolyte drink, I believe, I hope, that everyone keeps talking about. So I will do that and be right back. Hold up. Well, here it is, the famous Pocari Sweat outside Family Mart. I'm gonna try it, but I need to open it first, so hold on. I'm very curious how this tastes. Oh shit, that's actually really good. It's like, it's got like a little bit of like lemon flavor to it, but like, or just citrus in general. It just tastes really good. Like, I don't know what to say. It kind of tastes like a Gatorade, but like, yeah, it kind of tastes like a clear Gatorade with like, I don't know, but like less sweet. Watch, this is gonna have way more sugar than Gatorade. I'm gonna look this up later and put it on the screen. Anyway, I gotta keep walking to the train station, but when I get there, I'm going to think a little bit more and reflect a little bit more and then come back to the camera. This is just like my initial reaction of that dance class, it was just so fun and just so good. And I feel so like myself, not just when I move my body, but when I dance. And I can't believe that I've actually been dancing almost 2 years. 2 years ago, I didn't think I would ever be a dancer. And 2 years ago, I certainly didn't think I would be in Japan, even though it was, I mean, I knew I would be eventually. I just didn't realize it would be like this. Like, this was not on my Japan bingo card at all. And yet here we are, taking shuffle classes in Japan. Also, look how sick this street looks. Hold on. You just walk past streets like this all the time, and it's the coolest thing in the world. Or you walk through them, and no one here, everyone's like on their phone, or they don't realize how just sick this is. All right, I'm gonna make it to the train station before I just start like, yeah, I need to collect my thoughts a little bit, but this is not sponsored by Pocari Sweat, but it should be because it's so good. Okay, my train's gonna be here in a couple minutes, but I'm just like off in the corner where no one else is. Look at this. Isn't that just a vibe? To me, it's a vibe. And again, I don't have public transport in Los Angeles. I mean, we have it, but if you know, you know. In the fact that it's like after dark, 9:30, and everyone's just like staring at their phones, like we're just vibing. It's great. Okay, here comes the train. I keep like starting a recording and not having anything to say, and I think it's just because I'm just freaking happy. And I notice everything now, and everything here just like keeps making me go, damn. Like, I am very happy and proud of myself for creating the life that I wanted for myself. Okay, let me just say I'm really glad I only drank half of that bottle, because while I was on the train, I looked up how much sugar was in it. It's a lot. It's a lot of sugar, but it tasted really good. And, you know, it's supposed to rehydrate you and whatever. And, you know, I did take a look at my fitness tracker app, the Apple one, and I was working. I was freaking working. And actually, so... yeah, going back to my earlier point, I knew I was going to be going to Japan at some point one day. I never foresaw that the trip would be like this. And I've just become such a different person over the last couple years that even though the trip has always been on the agenda, it's manifesting in a very different but like better way than I thought. And that makes me really happy. Ooh, I can make this, hold on. It makes me happy. And like being a dancer I never foresaw, and then finding a place to dance in Tokyo, I also never foresaw, even as little as a couple months ago when this was all like starting to really come together. And yeah, it's just one of those things where like you have your expectations and then you have your realities, which I've talked about probably a lot at this point on this channel, but it just keeps kind of echoing in my mind of what I thought this was going to be and how every day is a new experience. It's both a lot like I imagined, but also completely different, sometimes better, sometimes worse, but always important and good, and always making me feel happy, even through the challenging moments. Speaking of, that was a very challenging dance class. Like I mentioned earlier, it was all shapes, and like as a shuffler, my dance style is more freestyle, and it's a lot of like foundational movements with like flair, like T-step and running man. And if you don't know anything about shuffle dance, it's just like those are like the very kind of basic movements, and I focus more on freestyle, and this class was very much drilling combos and like a choreo that was all shapes, so like lots of like different movements and challenging twists and turns, and that's not my style, but I like doing it because it pushes me and challenges me. And speaking of challenging, when your heart rate is pushing zone 5, any attempt to summon my now 1 month of limited Japanese knowledge completely disappears. I was throwing out one word answers or things because, well, I feel actually very, very proud of where I've come in the last month in terms of my Japanese language learning. It's hard to do that and also learn dancing at the same time and remember the differences between words like tsukurimasu and tsukaremasu, and like just those like little ones that just sound so similar, but you're like, am I about to say sell or use or turn on? Like, I don't know, because the air conditioner wasn't working for a second. I was like, oh, I know this. We learned how to say like turn on the air conditioner, or can you please turn on the air conditioner? But I was like, I don't know the word. I know it, but I can't because I'm trying to remember this dance move, and my brain was like overloading, and it was a lot. My arm's getting tired. I gotta support it. How do these vloggers do it? You know what? They have these vlog sticks so they can just hold their arm like this, except the camera's like up here. Except that's not like, I just start recording when I have something to say, I've noticed, at least for these video diaries. Okay, I'm finally getting into my neighborhood again. I know this because it got pretty quiet. I'm starting to recognize the area a little more, which is really nice to like know where I'm going. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's closed. But this place is amazing. This is called Green Beans Coffee. And it is one of my favorite coffee shops in Japan. The people who work there are amazing. and they have all these beans that they like roast in-house, which is so cool. And that's where I go to get my beans. And they'll grind it for me and everything. And it's just the greatest. And the coffee is so good. And they have so many different types and from so many different origins. And it's great. It's been a real joy this last month and change. Yeah, it's cool to find people with common interests no matter where you are in the world. And everyone in there was like so nice and so welcoming and so good at dancing. And it just like was very inspiring, and it felt like just like a cool place. And it also felt very familiar to me, which was really nice. And yeah, it just has me really excited to go back and continue improving my skills, continue practicing, and continue also growing my community here. And that's one thing that over the last month hasn't been as important to me while I got my bearings and just try to like build my own routine. But one of the things that I'm really planning and looking forward to doing over the next month and change is to build connections and to build a community for myself and find people with common interests, whether they're local Japanese people, local people who just live here. To me, it's important to have those connections and to have people like share experiences with, and that's just kind of like who I am. I also need my own space, so it's nice that I have my own apartment and can kind of like toggle between the two worlds whenever I want. So it just felt like a really, I think in summation, it felt like a really good return to form for me. A return to just doing stuff I love. It felt like a very familiar thing, but it also felt very fresh and new at the same time. And I think those are the experiences that I love the most. And I was able to push myself as well. Now, I do have morning classes tomorrow. It is already past my bedtime. And I know when I push myself this hard, you probably can't see me right now. Hold on. All right, I got home, and the first thing I did is stick my phone on the like monopod, mantis pod thing that I've got, this like desktop tripod situation. Yeah, that was quite a workout. What was I saying? Yeah, the moments that I love the most is when I can push myself into new territories as well as lean into the familiar. I think there's like a comfort that having that familiarity is important, and like dance being and moving my body in that way is familiar to me. But like a new environment, new people, new language, new country, new city, with goals of hopefully building a community and building a routine as well. That is like the perfect balance for me, and it's really rewarding because I just keep having fun. And I feel like I'm trying to come up with like a point to this reflection or this diary, other than besides just, oh my god, I went to dance class and it was so fun. And I think the two things I've come up with are that the more I continue to push myself into new territories, whether or not there's a level of comfort or not, it's led to increasingly more fun experiences and increasingly more personal growth that I'm really happy with and I'm really proud of. So I just am grateful to myself for like pushing myself into these situations. As well, I'm really happy with just accepting that like this whole trip is just so much, it's so different than I initially thought it was going to be when it first popped in my brain all those years ago. So much of it is the same, but like so much of it is just kind of emerging as I go. And again, I'm very happy that I'm remaining open and like responsive to the things that are presenting themselves to me. And I'm just going to end it there because I've got class in the morning, and I know that's what I was going to say earlier. I know when I work out really hard right before bed, I need to sleep a lot, and currently it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, but I'm going to make it to class anyway. So on that note, thank you. If you watched this far into another kind of word spew video diary and you are watching the video diary series, thank you so much for watching them. I enjoy making them, despite the fact I'm very much looking forward to having more succinct scripts and stuff put together for future videos. So on that note, bye.